Hey, welcome back to the JaySquared Podcast. And as you guys know, we are doing our holiday special. We're naming our top 10 movies and TV shows. J-Rock might not know what she's doing with this list, but I assure you, you'll be very much intrigued in my list. What? I feel like you have something to say.
I feel like you're just talking shit and you haven't even heard my TV shows.
Whoa. The aggression already. Since you have such a strong take, you go ahead and let me know.
No. We're switching it up because I went first for the movie, so now you go first. But also, do you want to switch the banner up?
Oh, shit, you're right.
Nice.
All right. So let me go ahead and start off with my number 10. This is going to be a shock to a lot of people. I don't want to hear it. Okay. My number 10 is Abbott Elementary.
Number 10?
I said what I said. Look.
Oh, there's something wrong with you.
Look. Hear me out. The type of humor that Abbott Elementary has. And it's a shock that it's even on a number 10 for me. I'm going to tell you why. The type of humor Abbott Elementary has is like The Office. I don't like that type of humor. But it is funny enough for me to actually see it as a top tier show. You think I'm crazy? I see all the nominations. I see all the fucking awards it wins. I know. I get it. But in my personal opinion, I just see it as number 10. It's something I would watch. I do watch it. I'm caught up. I watch it. But is it like my favorite? No.
I feel like this really...
The TV shows are going to like split us for real.
Yeah, like our friendship right now is just like, what the fuck?
It is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Number 10?
Number 10.
For Abbott Elementary?
What can I say? I don't like The Office. It's just the same. It's the same type of humor, and I am
shook.
I don't like the humor of The Office. I don't like The Office. I'm not an Office fan. Are you an Office fan?
Yes.
Isn't this humor kind of the same?
Yes.
Okay. I don't like The Office humor, but the jokes are very funny and creative, so I like them. I just don't like the stale, like awkward type of. It just doesn't. It could be a miss for me. What's your number 10? Hey, what's your number 10?
All right, whatever. Wow, I'm just shocked. Yeah, like you could have this shirt too. Like you could be the Grinch now. I don't want it. Whatever. My number 10 show is this new show I just started watching. It's called 1899. It's on Netflix. So it is a show about a boat that goes missing called the Prometheus. And it's been missing for 4 months. It had over 1,000 people, but it's nowhere to be found. So this other boat with a whole bunch of different people, they stumble upon the missing boat. And once they go in, they only find one survivor. And the survivor's holding like a pyramid thing. And mind you, this is like in the 1800s. So the pyramid looks legit like something that you would see in like the Alien movies, the Prometheus movies. So it kind of seems, it's been creepy so far. Each episode has something creepy, but it seems like it could be similar to, from what I've read, similar to Severance and Squid Games, where it's bigger than what you think, where other people are watching you, but also like messing with your head. So far I'm like 3 or 4 episodes in and I'm intrigued, but I still don't know where we're going. And then other characters start coming out that you thought were good, but are actually involved with the whole setup of specific people who should be on this boat.
I don't know, man. It seems a little bit too early for me. A little bit too early.
Sir, your number 10 is Abbott Elementary. You do not get to speak.
Woo! This is gonna be fun. Okay, my number 9. You want to know my number 9 is J-Rock?
Sure, destroy my heart.
Do you want me to tell you my number 9? All right, I'll tell you.
Oh my god, I'm like scared for you now.
Wednesday. Wednesday is my number 9.
That's really low. 2.
Wednesday is my number 9.
Okay.
Wednesday is my number 9. Look, I actually really do like the show. To me, it's a little bit early. And they haven't. I mean, I think the show is great. It is a little bit like, I want to say it's a little bit like childish-ish in a way where, like, I'm cool with like the jokes and all that stuff, but it just feels very like try too hard to be edgy. That's what it is. Like, she tries too hard to be edgy in the show, but sometimes it's like the line was just corny. It's just something that it's a hit or miss what she says sometimes. Mind you, I think Wednesday is great. I think she's funny. I think she's hilarious. But in the original, like in the Addams Family, they're not like sheltered off from other people, or they're not like, it's not like they hate other people. They're just different. They try to be assimilate, but they're just different. Wednesday doesn't try. She makes it a point that she's like too cool for all this shit. That's never how it was.
I'm just disappointed in your list. That's all I have to say.
Hey. I'm disappointed.
And honestly, I'm interested to see what your top 3 is, because what the fuck?
Oh, it's gonna be pretty. It's a pretty great list. These are amongst great shows. You're probably gonna disagree with maybe like one of them. To be honest.
Placements. Right now, I'm disagreeing with your placements because both of these are also in my top 10.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You're gonna disagree as far as placements. You're probably gonna disagree with only like with one of them, because one of them.
Dude, I've already disagreed with 2 of them.
But you don't know the rest of my list.
It doesn't matter.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
What's your number 9?
Peacemaker. My number 9 is Peacemaker. Honestly,
you need to get out more. Actually,
why?
No, you need to watch more TV. Okay?
No, I don't.
Because your top 10 is okay. All right.
Peacemaker is my number 9. I really enjoyed Vigilante. He was my favorite character of the whole show. I liked the way that they were taking Peacemaker for a couple episodes, but I feel like the middle of the season kind of dragged. The ending was just like a whole lot of blood, which is typical James Gunn movies, like similar to Suicide Squad, where it's just like everyone dies. I think I enjoyed a lot of the comedy of it too, but overall I really like Vigilante. That's why it's my number 9.
I feel like I like Peacemaker too. The only thing to me is like,
I also like the intro song and the dance. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it just got stale to me like throughout the middle.
Yeah,
like you
midway.
said, it got stale because it was the same kind of thing. But yeah, it was still a good show. It was all right. All right, my number 8, Moon Knight. I fucking.
Can I exit? Can I exit this? Can I exit this?
No.
We're done. Your list is.
I'm giving you things that are good. You just don't like where it is. I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
I'm not because this is a great list. My list
This
is
is
fantastic.
terrible.
My
This
list is
is terrible.
fantastic. You're just hating on my list because it's
Your
so
list is
incredible.
terrible.
Look, Moon Knight was great. Great Marvel show. But this is what I keep saying. It's great for a Marvel show. Okay? It's amazing for a Marvel show. The show that transcended Marvel is WandaVision. This show, like this show, it had everything you wanted as far as an action, like action, adventure, whatever it might be. But it's not like if you take it out of the Marvel scope, it doesn't really hold up to other shows that might have the same thing. I'm just saying, to me personally, I really liked it. The biggest thing about the show, the reason why it turned me off is because when it came to the actual fight scenes where the other people take over, we don't see it. We don't see any of that shit. So how am I supposed to say, wow, such amazing action scenes when the baddest motherfuckers are nowhere to be seen in the show? At all. I'm just supposed to imagine that they did crazy ass shit. Well, that's great. I don't want to imagine it. I want to see it. I'm sorry.
You're a disappointment.
I am who I am. That's nothing new. Nothing new, baby. Nothing new.
All right. My number 8 is Severance.
Okay.
You put me on this one, which I appreciate. I really enjoyed it. I think at first I was like, all right, what the fuck is this? But I think it really started picking up like the last couple of episodes because of the plot twists that were happening. I think the last 2 episodes for me really were like, okay, this is definitely making my top 10 list. Just because of one of the plot twists was crazy, but then their whole plan of getting out and then the cliffhanger that leaves you with was brilliant to me. So it's a really good show, but it's one of those where you have to pay attention because there's little hints throughout the episodes that if you don't catch on to it, then by the time it gets to the last 2, you're going to be like, wait, what's going on?
Yeah, it's not the type of show that you could skip out on an episode or 2. Like, no.
Yeah.
And that's what I really did like about that show.
Yeah, so that's my number 8.
Okay. Well, my number 7 is The Boys. Look, I know what you're going to say. Jesoma, your taste is crazy. Why would you put The Boys so high up?
Why would you put The Boys in your top 10?
Because The Boys is consistent.
It's fucking terrible.
It was, listen, this season showcased a lot of character development, something that we did not see in the first season. Pretty much everybody stayed shitty. Second season was kind of the same. I didn't put them in my top 10 last year. I think we did this the year before. I don't remember any of this stuff. But
we did it last year.
Oh, we did last year. Okay. I didn't put them in my top 10 because I didn't think it was deserving. But season 3 showcased a lot of growth and they did a lot of backstory for people. I mean, gotta give it to them. I like the show. I like what it represented. Pretty much a show about superheroes being real people. And it also tied in so much of what was going on in the world that I was like, how can I not like this show? So, I mean, that's my number 7. What about you?
My number 7 is Euphoria season 2. Euphoria season 2 was batshit crazy. So literally everything that they did in season 1, they basically threw away. And I forget if it's episode 4 or 5, but it's the reason why Zendaya is cemented as one of the best actresses ever. That episode, oh my god, Sorry, my neighbor apparently dropped something really loud.
Okay.
That episode really shows you. There's multiple scenes. I don't even know how to explain it, but
Mhm.
obviously in the show, she's a drug addict.
Yeah.
So throughout the first couple episodes, she's been lying to her mom and to her sister about not being back on drugs because she just got out of rehab again. But she got into business with a drug dealer who was like legit will kill you type of person.
Hmm.
And her thing was she had a suitcase, and instead of selling the drugs, she would just take all the drugs. So she didn't have the money. So her mom finds out that she has a suitcase and dumps it all in the toilet and throws it away. So the beginning of the episode is literally Zendaya breaking down doors and fighting her mom and sister and yelling and saying, I can't believe you threw this away. Like you're a fucking hypocrite. So you could tell like when it's really her and when it's really drug addict Zendaya.
Okay.
Well, Rue, drug addict Zoo, drug addict Rue. Wow, I can't speak.
Words are hard. Words are hard.
Words are hard. Words are hard. But what she doesn't realize is that her friends were the ones that told her mom and are in the house. So when she realizes that, she immediately like her mood changes because now she's embarrassed that her friends found out it was her. So then she goes and confronts her friends and just curses them out. And you could tell like all of this was like the way that it was filmed, it seemed like
Like
it
a
was
one
one.
shot.
Yeah. It was literally we're here, and then we're in the kitchen. Amazing. And then after that, like they talk her into going back into rehab. So they get her in the car, and she's in the car, and then she starts having an anxiety attack, opens the door, and she just runs across traffic.
Oh, that's when she
And
became Spider-Man.
literally became Spider-Man, was jumping from house to house because the police were chasing after her. But the way that that episode ends, she ends up in that drug dealer's house, and the drug dealer gives her heroin. Like she's never had heroin, but gives her heroin injected wise, and basically traps her inside the house, like lock and everything. And there's killers around that if she tries to escape, will kill her. And the craziest part of all of this is that the drug dealer knows her legal name. We didn't know that as fans. We found out in that episode, and that shit blew up. That episode like is a standout just alone by how Zendaya is. And then there's another episode that literally blew up in the internet, which is the play, where it's literally Bruce's best friend who creates his play and talks about like all the shit that has happened to like her family and her friendships, but calls out her sister, who's the one with the big boobs, that everyone was like going crazy over. And then there's a whole fight scene where she gets beat up by this other girl. I don't know. The season overall was a mess because I feel like they were trying to do too much, which is why it's lower this year than it was last year. And I feel like some of the character development digressed instead of moving up or creating more. But that episode alone of just Zendaya falling back into it, I think stood out for me.
I think that's a great pick that you had, and I like the reasoning you had too because it goes back into like you separated the show from the episode, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know how to separate the show from a really good episode. So you're like, yeah, that was a good episode, but overall, it was lacking as a show because of all the shit that you mentioned.
Yeah.
Do you think that they became more of their caricatures, like instead of like becoming more developed characters in themselves?
I think the director, based off of the success he had with the first one, switched way too much for the second season. And I understand like the second season was supposed to be filmed during COVID or before COVID happened. But season 2, before COVID happened, switched from the season 2 that we got.
Got
So
it.
the original story just got all mixed up. And the season 2 that we got destroyed a lot of characters that we thought would be better. So.
Fuck. Okay. That makes sense. All right.
So those were like my little pet peeves because there's 2 or 3 characters that he just like, there's no coming back, or that you can't, there's no way for you to think that, oh, okay, they could come back from this. It's like, no, they're legit, like, they're done.
Fuck. Okay,
So,
well,
yeah.
that makes sense. That was a good pick. All right, so my number 6 is Halo. Okay. This is the thing. I don't fucking play video games. You ask anybody. The only video game I play is Super Smash Bros. At me if you want it. But the only game I play is Super Smash Brothers. I don't go out and play Call of Duty. I don't play Halo. I don't play any of those things. But this show was fucking fantastic. It pretty much gives you it's placed in dystopian world or whatever, the Halo world. And
Halo
it
world.
gives you I don't know what it's fucking called. It gives you the insight of the commander, who is Master Chief, and you know how he's actually like I don't want to spoil it for anybody. Actually, fuck it, I don't care. It's not like anybody so much. But it goes through how Master Chief gets embedded with the AI called I forgot what the AI was called. Hold on. Quick Google search. Sorry,
Google
guys.
it. Oh, good. I actually watched 2 episodes of it, and it wasn't for me.
I understand. No, I understand. But the action scenes are great. I love the action scenes. The AI is pretty much how Master Chief is embedded with Cortana. It showcases all of it. Leaves on a great cliffhanger in season 1. But yeah, I really loved how they pretty much laid everything out. They created, and also the soldiers, the elite soldiers that they have this thing in them. They're pretty much they were bred from children. They thought that they made a choice to become soldiers and shit like that, but they were bred as children. Their memories were wiped pretty much, and they're given these like medications to have them not feel pain or anything like that, so they don't react to certain things happening to them, and like it's just a whole thing. And the whole idea is to find the Halo, which bridges worlds and shit like that. It's a whole cluster of dialogue, but it's definitely worth the watch. I had such a fucking good time with the show and had to go up there because I also didn't expect it. Like a couple of friends were over, they're like, throw this on, and I was like, oh, okay. I threw it on and I was fucking hooked.
Hey man, sometimes that's how it is.
Go ahead. What's your number 6?
My number 6 is The White Lotus season 2. So this is a show that not a lot of people would think I would be into.
Why?
Because it's a murder mystery type of drama style TV show. So the first season I watched, I didn't like. It wasn't bad. It didn't entertain me as much as this one. So basically, the White Lotus is a hotel. Mm-hmm. Season 1, the hotel was in Hawaii. Season 2, the hotel was in Italy. And there's different types of families or just groups of people that you follow along with the story. Okay. Season 1, it was one group was a newlywed. One group was a family, and the father cheated. The newlyweds, the husband is like a white privileged man, while the wife is white, but hasn't ever been privileged, but she's basically the trophy wife because all he does is just have sex with her and wants her to be a stay-at-home person. Yeah. And then you have the hotel manager who is an ex-drug addict who finds drugs and is going back at it. He's also gay, so he's fucking some of the people that he works with. And yeah, so there's other people involved too, but the way that each season starts is that we see someone who finds the dead body.
Oh, okay.
So it starts off like that. So you're like, okay, you get like little clues of how many people are dead or where the scene happens. And then it flashes back to 2 weeks before. So, like, season 2, they're in Italy. There's a family of 3 generations. So, grandfather, father, and son.
Gotcha.
Then there's Aubrey Plaza and her husband and 2 other couple. So they're all 4 of them are together on this couple date thing, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have 2 local prostitutes that are coming in and out of the hotel to make their money off of the tourists. And then you have the one lady who survived from season 1. She is also in season 2. She's batshit crazy, and she brings her assistant. So the only thing that I didn't like about season 2 is that they didn't really connect like all the characters together like they did in season 1.
Gotcha.
But season 2 was way more entertaining because there were so many twists with just each character, and then the person that died, the way that they died at the end was fucking hilarious because it literally is exactly what her character would do and how the whole thing transpired. Like, she literally just got played and didn't notice until the end. And then she had a way to survive and not die, but her dumb ass found a way to die.
Okay.
But no, it was a great show. I highly recommend it. If you're into like Knives Out, then definitely this show is in that realm.
Never heard of that either.
Knives Out?
No.
Oh dear God.
What do you want me to do?
I'll send you the
Send it to me.
I'll send it to you. What's your number 5?
Oh shit. Yeah, my number 5 actually is Severance. What a fucking show. First off, Apple comes out with some bangers. I'm not gonna lie. And that show,
Ted Lasso.
yeah, Ted Lasso. Still haven't seen it. I'll get on it eventually. Eventually. So pretty much, Severance, like you said, one of those shows where it's a thinker, man, and you have to think when it comes to that show. And I love it. I loved every moment of it. It was just entertaining, wildly entertaining to watch. I just felt like I felt like I was going crazy, and you just root for the main character so much that you kind of get lost in it. So that's my number 5.
Okay. I
What
mean,
about you?
my number 5 is Wednesday.
Oof.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do? It's yeah.
No, your list is just No, Wednesday was my number 5. I binge watched it in 2 days. Yeah, in 2 days during Thanksgiving break.
Mm-hmm.
I am a big fan of the Addams Family, so I was really excited when the trailer came out for Wednesday. Also, Jenna Ortega as Wednesday was amazing. She's literally like been killing it so far with her movies and now with TV shows, so that was pretty sick. I also really enjoyed the fact that they kept it very Latin Hispanic culture because Addams Family is. So I really enjoyed that, even with the cast that they had, apart from Morticia, but the cast that they had were Hispanic people, so that was great. Obviously, like the storyline, you could catch on as to who the villain was, but I still enjoyed like the twists and turns that it had. I really liked her relationship. Like, she had character development throughout the show.
Yeah, she definitely did.
Because by the end, she is literally showing more emotion than she ever did before. Even if it's just minor. But overall, for me, the acting was really good. The jokes were funny to me, but again, different vibes. I also really liked the music in it. So
yeah, I like the song when she was dancing. That was a fun song.
She created that dance. She choreographed it.
Yeah, she. I know she was like watching like goth movies and stuff like that, and
Yeah, I also like that the golf stuff and like the emo. Yeah, it literally
yeah.
was like, yeah.
The thing is that it just kind of like it was just one of those. The show to me was a really good show. It just got like sidetracked because I didn't figure out who was killing everybody, who was a monster, all of these things. Um, but I had to question a lot of things like how dense is the dad of the monster? I was like, you just don't notice these things. Like you keep an eye on your.
You could tell throughout the whole season how dense he was because like he literally didn't care. Like he was more into his job.
He seemed like he really cared about the son.
At the end, but throughout the season, no, he wouldn't. Yeah, no. I didn't see it that way.
Like, you could catch him with Wednesday and be like, "What are you doing? I told you to stay away from her." But you can't like question when he's gone or what happens. I don't know. It just to me,
he wasn't. I don't know. I don't see it that way.
Also, one of the things that I kind of didn't understand was that when the werewolf fight scene, I didn't understand why she was so strong.
She finally became a werewolf.
Yeah. I just didn't understand. Like, I was under the impression that this monster was strong as shit and like more powerful than any other being. Like that's what I thought.
The monster was basically no. I wouldn't say you're wrong because I don't know, but he was definitely manipulated.
Yeah.
And gaslit and all that fancy schmancy stuff.
And also like I really like the show. I just didn't think that the acting also was phenomenal to me. I feel like not from Jenna Ortega, she did great. A lot of the people did great, but like for example, the Medusa guy, I was like, he's a little cringy.
But he's a side character.
Yeah, I know, but I still expect side characters to perform. I don't expect them to just be shit at acting. That's just how I felt. There was a lot of, to me, it was just a lot of cliche like one-liners, and I just don't like that.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. This show got nominated for awards too.
You're right.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're right. That's why it's on my top 10. Is what it is. My number 4 is Stranger Things.
Your list is shit.
Stranger Things is fire. It is fire. It was great. This season 4 was completely different than season 3. I feel like season 3 was actually very lacking, but season 4, in comparison to season 4, you're wild. You're a wild man. So you're telling me season 3 was better than season 4?
Jesoma, just shut up. You have it at number 4.
You're telling me season 3 was better than season 4?
You have season 4 at number 4. Just shut up.
Exactly.
That's terrible.
So season 4 was great. I enjoyed it. I don't even have any bad criticisms about it. It did a really good job in telling us who everybody was, going in depth on the characters instead of just, leaving even the side characters flat. It actually told a story for everybody. And I appreciated that. Thank you, Stranger Things. You did it right. Go ahead. What's your number 4?
Abbott Elementary. It's my number 4. The show is fucking amazing. Jesoma just doesn't know what comedy is. That's his problem.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Abbott Elementary is amazing. It's a great, happy show. The comedy's on point. Ava is the best character on the show. Yeah, that's all I have to say. If you need a happy show,
Yeah,
Abbott Elementary's for you.
100%. Go for it. If you want to binge a show, Abbott Elementary, binge it. I also binged Wednesday. I also binged Stranger Things. Great shows to binge. That's why they're in my top 10. But my number 3 is Uncoupled. So
I don't
I
know
don't
what that
know if
is.
yeah, exactly. Because you're not like, you're just not savvy to the TV world. But it's okay. I'll break it down a little
That's
bit.
reality TV show, right?
It's not a reality TV
Yeah,
show.
that's
Get out of
garbage.
my business. First of all, Uncoupled is a show created by Neil Patrick Harris.
Trash.
Okay. Oh my god. You didn't even mean that. You're like, all right, well, all right. I'm going to all right, fine.
I know.
So he starts as a gay man trying to make it in the city, and he's already pretty successful, but his partner is pretty much breaking it off with him, and he doesn't understand why. So he starts going through all of these things, and you realize, like, you feel sympathy for him because he's talking to his friends about it, and everybody's like, yo, what the fuck? Like, you guys look so great together. And it gives an insight in his community, and everybody's like really snooty. So if you get broken up with, you look like a piece of shit. And he's like, oh, I don't understand, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, throughout the series, you realize that he's the problem because he's so fucking selfish and he thinks everything is about him when the guy's telling him it's not about you. I just don't want to be in a relationship with you anymore. And it was like 10 years, whatever. Anyway, point is, he goes through like this development, trying to be a better person. Even when he thinks he's being a better person by accepting it, he's not really accepting it. He's just pretending to accept it so he can get back at his man or whatever. It's just a lot of great TV, great dialogue. It had me on the edge of my seat. I loved every moment of it, and I had no bad criticisms. When it came to the acting was really great. It was flawless. And even when it came to scenes that were supposed to make you feel embarrassed for the character, they did it in a way where you can kind of like understand what he was going through and why he did the things that he did. Like I just, yeah, top 3 shows 2022. What's your number 3?
Werewolf by Night. Yep. And my number 3. Since we decided to put this on TV shows instead of movies.
Werewolf by Night. Go ahead. Why?
What do you mean, why?
No, I want to know why.
Are you upset at my pick?
A little bit, yeah.
Why?
Disappointed. Because there are so many good shows.
You just named like 2 of them that were trash. So, yeah, no. Werewolf by Night, 10 out of 10. I honestly wanted to put it as a movie. Because to me, it felt more of like a movie than a TV show.
I feel like holiday specials should always be on TV shows. I don't think it should be classified as movies.
I mean, if it's a one-off, I feel like it should be a movie because it's not really a TV show.
But also there might be a part. So like if there's a part 2, do we say like it's like a sequel?
Yeah, because it's not episode 2.
I don't know why you have an attitude with me. Look, don't be mad at me
because you're trash. It's trash. That's
don't come attitude with me. Your show, you listen. Werewolf by Night. You do what you want to do.
Yeah.
To me, that show was not fun. I mean, actually, it was great.
10 out of 10.
It was great.
What are you
know what?
about?
It was not as fun as my 10. That's it. Abbott Elementary beats it.
Your 10 is trash.
Bro, my 10 is articulate.
No, it's not.
My 10 is articulate. Yours is basic. Like mine is articulate. Like there's look at me. Oh, White Lotus. It sounds crazy to me.
Yeah, what sounds crazy is you putting Abbott Elementary at 10. That's crazy. But yeah, Werewolf by Night, 10 out of 10. Great special. I enjoyed the black and white and then transitioning into color later on. I enjoyed the twists and turns of it. I think it was great. I wanted more than just a one-off. But the acting was great, the storyline was great, and obviously these characters are coming back because it does connect to the Marvel Universe. But yep, that's my number 3.
One thing that I didn't really like, the only thing that I didn't really like is that I knew who was the werewolf, like, automatically. Like,
That's the whole point.
I know, but they were making it as if it was like some secret. But then when he turned into, like, when he was the werewolf, like when they kind of like finally like showcased that, oh, he's the werewolf, I thought it was gonna be more of like a who is it type of thing. Like, that's what I thought I was going in there with. I was going in there with like a who's the werewolf type of thing. But
okay,
the show just told me.
I understand that. I did not go into the movie or show with that mindset. I also enjoy the fact that it reminds me of the Twilight Zone, and I like that type of. Yeah,
I understand that vibe. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Go on.
My number 2 is This Is Us. This Is Us. Look, I binged this show. Show has 6 seasons, about 40-50 minutes each episode, and about 20 episodes each season. Binged it. Easy. Cake. This, like, when you talk about character development, this is the show you talk about. This is
again, but that's your thing.
Yeah. And this is the thing about it.
I hate that show.
Why?
I hate it.
Why?
It's terrible to me.
It's a great storytelling show.
No.
It tells you so much about storytelling. Huh?
What shit is J-Rock talking?
She didn't like what you call it. This Is Us.
Tell her to put respect on This Is Us.
No, you have been told. Shit.
You have been told to put respect on This.
No, thank you. No.
It's a great show. I don't understand why you don't think it's good, but in my personal opinion, top tier, because of
top tier. So, do you like Grey's Anatomy?
I've never watched it, but you know what? I heard it lasts too long. And I heard the stories are just recycled. This is
it's the same shit as This Is Us.
No, it's not.
Same concept.
No, it's not. It's so different, so dynamic. So
it's all about emotions.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know my shows aren't supposed to have emotions in them. Look, at the end of the day, what I realized when I'm watching This Is Us is that there are layers to every decision you make. And that's what the show's about. And the impact that one person has on your life could last through literal generations of the next lives. So that's what I got from the show. If you want to be a hater, the only reason it hasn't won awards, definitely nominated, hasn't won awards, is only because of Modern Family. Because Modern Family was running with it.
That's and Modern Family is better.
Hey, I binge watched Modern Family too, but it was a great show.
Like comedy.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. I'll stay with my emotions. That's my number 2.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
What about you?
My number 2 is Moon Knight. It is the best Marvel show that came out this year. It is top 3 favorite Marvel shows for me. Moon Knight is everything I wanted, with violence, with gore, with what I've been asking from Marvel, which is something that DC does more than Marvel, which is show that dark side, and I really enjoyed Marvel going through it. I think Oscar Isaac and Ethan Hawke destroyed it acting-wise. It was amazing. The soundtrack for it was amazing as well. The score, the scenery, going to Egypt. Overall, I enjoyed it. I even enjoyed the fact that there's like 2 or 3 episodes where we're literally watching a whole different TV show.
Mm-hmm.
It literally throws you for a mind fuck. We're in, what was it, like a freaking mental institution, and then we're like in like their religion world of like the stages you take until like the end of the road for you. And I, in college, I had to take a religion class, so I understood it more, or like where that concept was, or like how like the end of life is. So that to me was very interesting to see how they would play it out, especially for Marvel. But yeah, to me, top tier show.
I give them credit for it. Yeah, like they really did. They did a great job. They do a great job every time when it comes to other people's religions or cultures and things like that. They do a great job with that. The only thing I'll keep saying, every time you preference a Marvel TV show or movie, you say the best Marvel show. You never say the best show. You say the best Marvel TV show. The reason why is because, yeah, in Marvel, it's great. But overall, with all the shows out there,
that I've watched this year,
good.
it's my number 2.
It's good.
It's my number 2. It's my number 2.
Man.
No,
it was a good show.
It's my number 2.
It just really bothered me that we don't get to see all the stuff
that's the only thing that bothered you.
That's the only thing that bothered me.
Yeah, it didn't bother me. I enjoyed it. It's similar to Nope and Jordan Peele, where you literally assume or make up your own way.
But every episode, like every fucking 5 minutes, he passes out.
The first episode was freaking amazing.
First episode, I'd be like, great, that's fine. I want to imagine what goes on. I want to see him pass out. That's great. First episode. But goddamn, everyone.
That sounds like a personal problem, Jay.
You're right. It's me. It's my emotions again.
It literally is you.
So, what are some honorable mentions when it comes to your TV shows?
Obviously, I'm gonna keep it cheesy because we are in the holiday spirit.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna say the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. For some reason, it hit my heart, and maybe it's because I enjoyed I don't care for the characters, honestly, of Guardians of the Galaxy. If they were to die next movie, I wouldn't care. But I really enjoyed the way that they moved with Peter and like how his Christmas was ruined and how we thought his Christmas was ruined. And then later on in the show, or like the special, you find out that his Christmas wasn't ruined. Like they still had that good father-son relationship with Yondu, like in their history. So I really enjoyed that. And I think that hit me more just because I'm not home just yet. So I feel like that kind of was like, oh, yeah, I need that one. So that, again, maybe I was emotional that day, but...
I feel like you were.
Yeah, so that one for sure. But it was stupid.
Yeah.
But it was a good, fun, stupid for me.
It was fun, and I liked a lot of things I liked some things. I'm not going to say a lot because that's too much. I just thought, like, I don't know. I just thought it was okay. It was all right.
Yeah, that's why it's an honorable mention for me. The next one is Andor, which is a Star Wars show. I watched a couple of episodes. For some reason, like, I can't really get into it. But there's a lot of story development overall that's happening that is very slow paced, but it's supposed to pick up after, like, episode 6. And my problem lately with shows is that if it starts off way too slow, like my attention span is just done.
Yeah.
So if it's way too slow for me, like it's hard for me to just stick around with it. So that's like my only thing with Andor, but I know it's a very great show. The acting is amazing. The cinematography is amazing, but I just can't. It's too, like, I need it to pick up.
I have an issue. It's a Star Wars show, correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
So my only thing with Star Wars shows is that the first movies that came out, like the Jedi's powers were so limited, but it feels like now when new shows are coming out, the Jedi's are more powerful than they were like in the original movies, and it's like it's confusing because weren't they supposed to be the best? Like, why are you making these Jedi OP surpassing the people who are supposed to be the masters of this? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I understand that. I think it's more of like now that the technology and the filming is better and easier to do, then that's why. But I will say, like Star Wars wise, for me, I still think the best show is The Mandalorian.
Yeah,
Hands
I think
down.
they should have cut it off. I think they should have cut it after like the episodes, after episode 1, 2, and 3. I think they should have cut it because of this reason in particular. I feel like they're doing it for merch. Like, yeah,
Money.
money.
And the fans want more. And like obviously there's comic books with it that they could dive into, but the problem is that it's hit or miss. And you will see in my hated list as well. And then my last honorable mention, which I know did not come out this year, but I want to shout it out because it got me through a rough time this year.
Okay. Oh.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine has become my favorite show of all time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes.
It is funny. It is fucking funny. Go ahead.
I will say that it has surpassed The Office for me.
What?
Yep. So
I love to hear it. I love
shout
to
out
hear
to Brooklyn
that.
Nine-Nine. Brooklyn Nine-Nine for sure. I am almost done with the last season. I've kind of held it off because of you know why. But now that I'm getting healthy and both mentally and physically, I'm like, okay, I could finish the show now. But
Let's do
definitely
it.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I like to hear that. That's dope. I like
Mhm.
that. All right. My
Yours.
honorable mentions. Werewolf by Night. Honorable mention. It was a good special. I appreciated it. The only reason it doesn't make my top 10. I don't like black and white. That's the only reason.
Okay.
That's it.
I like black and white, but okay.
So that's pretty much it. It did really good. Another honorable mention to me is Only Murders in the Building. Now, I am not a Selena Gomez fan, but she did fucking great in the first season. The second season was trash, which is why it's in my honorable mentions. They try to do too much. They had Cara Delevingne or whatever her name is on.
I think you said it right.
Yeah, there you go. They had her in the show just to play like Selena Gomez's like lesbian lover, and I'm like, why are we doing this? Like it just felt very forced because in the prior season she had a boyfriend. We don't get any explanation on what happened to him. We just dive into, okay, she's a lesbian now. Like, whoa.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, cool. But yeah, it just tried too hard in the second season. And I was like, all right. Another one is, you're going to hate me for this. Love is Blind. I personally feel like these reality fucking shows are gold. Absolute gold. Like, if you want just drama, you just want drama and the most memeable moments and drama, like just go ahead and watch a reality TV show. I'm gonna like Love is Blind is the funniest. They do things on purpose, which is what I love the most. Like literally, they had this dude who fake cried when he got rejected. He's like, I never thought I could love somebody so much. And then they put in, like at the end of the episode, they put in the scene where he's like, oh, do I do it now? Do I do it now? Okay, let me get some eye drops in there. And he puts eye drops in his eyes so he could fake cry, and then goes on about how you see your face. You see your face right now. That's exactly what
I can't watch that. I can't. I feel like I'm losing brain cells.
It's perfect. Okay, now my last honorable mention. iCarly. I'm gonna be real with you. The iCarly reboots.
I haven't watched it.
Gold. Fucking gold. I feel like I'm a kid again. I love it. I love watching them. Like, it's like they did it right, because then you see everybody coming out with reboots after iCarly because they saw how fire iCarly was. Now you have fucking, well, I think Fuller House came out before, but still does not hold a candle. Then you have that 90s show coming out. You have a bunch of shit coming out because iCarly was fucking fire. That's my honorable mentions. Tell me about your most hated.
My most hated, we'll start with The Book of Boba, which is a Star Wars show. The Book of Boba Fett. So first 4 episodes or 3, I was like, what the fuck am I watching? This is slow. I understand it was more for the older fans who were big Boba Fett fans.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. But then there's 2 or 3 episodes where we're literally in The Mandalorian. Like, we stopped talking about Boba Fett and we're in Mandalorian to promote The Mandalorian 3. We get baby Grogu or Baby Yoda. We get Luke Skywalker. We got Ahsoka. Just 2 or 3 episodes of just The Mandalorian and all that. Amazing, beautiful. It was like a prequel to Mandalorian season 3. I was yes, this is what I want. And then all of a sudden we switch back to The Book of Boba. And I'm just like, why are we here? So to me, it felt like this was one of those
fan service, man.
Fan service, but at the same time, let's like a plot device to push forward. Oh, Mandalorian season 3 is coming out. You don't need to hype us up. We're already hyped for Mandalorian season 3. This was a waste of time. I just didn't like it at all. I thought it was dumb. But again, I get that it's for fans, the older generation fans. As a newer generation fan, we don't want this shit. Just give us what we want. We want Baby Grogu. You're not a newer
generation fan. You're not. You've been through all of it. J-Rock.
I want Baby Grogu. That's all I want. That's all I want. So that's one of my hated. My second hated, which you might be surprised, is She-Hulk.
Another one of your own. One of your own.
Mm-hmm. And it kind of pains me because I enjoyed the season finale.
Wow.
I really enjoyed the season finale.
Yeah, that's why I'm so shocked.
But I feel like there was 2 or 3 episodes way too long. And just like no connection.
Progression, yeah, I got you.
What was the point of this show?
Yeah, it bothers me that they keep doing things for Daredevil, and I'm like, you don't need to hype. The same thing that you were saying about fucking Mandalorian. You don't need to hype us up about Daredevil. Yeah, we're already here. Hyped. We already want it. When they introduced Daredevil in Spider-Man, that's all we needed. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's it. Like, you didn't need any more.
And the thing that bothered me a lot about She-Hulk is like, why would you put in your like next week trailer that Daredevil is popping up in the show? Like, why would you tell me before me watching the episode that he's popping up? Like, that to me was stupid and terrible marketing. Yeah. Like, what are you doing? Why would you?
But
they did that every episode though.
Marvel shows keep doing. That's what I don't like too. That's why I don't watch trailers that much.
I wouldn't agree with that, but
trailers do that a lot. The only time that they did it perfectly, the only time they did it extremely perfectly was Spider-Man. With Spider-Man, they did not they made it a point that you don't know shit.
Spider-Man and I would say Doctor Strange did really good too.
Okay.
I just didn't like the way that they were taking She-Hulk. I will say the last episode was like, I enjoyed the season finale. To me, like, it was amazing. I loved the idea that they did. But again, what was the whole point of the show if in the season finale she could just reverse everything?
This is my point.
That was the only thing.
I was frustrated with the last episode. I was reversed. Like, the first couple episodes, J-Rock, you were there. It. I tweeted it. I posted it. I was like, yo, this is fire. This is great. This is going to be one of the top Marvel shows. As soon as I said that shit, dropped like
downhill.
A fucking rock. I was so fucking mad. Mm-hmm. But I digress. She-Hulk, it wasn't worth mentioning for me.
Yeah, and then the last one, my last hated show is The Boys season 3. The Boys season
Homelander
3
laugh.
was trash. Absolute hot garbage.
Okay. I can see it.
The finale was fucking stupid. You're telling me this Starlight is gonna light up as a fucking star
I agree with that.
and
I agree with
fly.
that.
Well, not even fly, fucking levitate and kill Soldier Boy?
You know
Or
what?
hurt Soldier Boy?
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Dumb.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a special. I'm gonna hit a special move. I'm gonna switch Abbott Elementary for The Boys. So
What number did you have The Boys on?
I had The Boys on number 6. Abbott Elementary was number 10.
Okay.
Because I
accept.
haven't been mad at Abbott Elementary, but The Boys, that got me mad. Because I was like, oh shit, everything's turning off. And then just so she could hurt this nigga, like, this is so
That shit was stupid.
Whatever.
And then you have Huey, why? I hate that man. Like,
yeah,
I know everyone hates Homelander. I fucking hate Huey. He's such a like, oh my god, I don't need your help. I'm taking let me save you. Bro, shut the fuck up and just die already.
I agree. I actually don't like Huey either.
I can't stand him. I can't stand any of the characters apart from Homelander.
Actually, I like Maeve.
Maeve is cool, but Maeve is like, that's it. She should have died.
Yeah.
The fact that they saved her also for me is like, what, like.
So I liked Maeve. Even though he's a racist, I thought Soulja Boy was fucking funny. Like, he was just out there like, all right, I don't give a fuck about none of y'all. Also, I like what you call it? Main guy. I forgot his name.
Homelander?
No, not him though. The one that hates him. I forgot his name.
I hate that man.
I don't hate him. I think that he has an agenda and he's like, I'm going for it. And everybody
can't wait for him to die next season.
What pisses me off is that everybody could leave, but they don't. And then they get mad at him. It's like, bro, I keep telling you guys what I'm gonna do, and you guys just stick around.
Because of Huey.
You're right. But he keeps coming. Exactly. So why are we blaming him? He says, leave then. And then they don't leave. And then he's like, all right, well then come along. How could you do this? Shut up. I also like Mother's Milk. Mother's Milk is like, he's number 1.
I don't think he was wrong this season. I think his actions were correct 100%. I just don't care for him. Same, I used to love Frenchie. He could die. I don't care. What is the point of him on the show now? Nothing.
I get you.
Nothing.
I also like the Asian girl.
I don't care for her. I don't care.
I think she's fired, dude. She just comes out like fucking. She's like Wolverine. That's pretty much it.
But Wolverine talks.
I guess.
Yeah.
Then X-23, I guess. I don't know. Anyway.
That makes more sense. But no, I just hated it. And then now Homelander could just kill people for funsies with his son.
Bro, he's Trump. He is Trump. He's Trump.
For funsies.
That's what makes the show great. It reflects real life as it's happening. These are things that would have happened in real life. Dude, the police officer just murdered a whole bunch of fucking black people. And then fucking the super fast guy, the only time he started giving a fuck was when his brother got hurt. Then he wanted to do something about it.
Yeah, but
out of here. Yeah. I loved it because
all of them were terrible. Yeah, so I cannot stand that show anymore. Just give me back Invincible season 2. I'm done with The Boys. I don't care for The Boys. What about you?
So I'm gonna say Dahmer is my least favorite. Well, is at the bottom of the list. The The only reason I put it at the bottom of the list is because I haven't seen all of it.
Don't.
Yeah, I'm not going to.
Don't. It didn't even make my list.
Yeah.
For anything.
So I'm not gonna watch it. I haven't seen it. I'm actually really against it because I don't need a show trying to go ahead and have me sympathize with a murderer and a fucking and obvious racist. Like, I don't need that. Then you have Umbrella Academy. Umbrella Academy to me was one of the biggest letdowns that I've ever faced when it's come to a show. She-Hulk was about to make the list, but at least they gave me a couple episodes where I could have enjoyed myself. Umbrella Academy did not. Umbrella Academy gave me fucking just straight potential. And I was like, this is useless. So it wasn't fun.
I've never watched any of that.
Yeah, there's no point now. One of the things that I really didn't like, and hopefully, like me and my girlfriend were talking about it today, hopefully it was the actor's choice instead of it being the choice of the director. Because if it was a choice by the director, it would have been a completely terrible decision. So pretty much in one of the hold on, give me 1 second. Let me just make sure. So pretty much in one of the episodes, Elliot Page comes out as trans, right? And in real life, Elliot Page became trans, became a man. So he comes out and it's just like a mention. It's not like, hey, I'm coming out to you guys who are supposed to be like my family. There was no real emotion behind it. Everybody was just like, oh, okay. Going on about their day. And I was just like, that's a big fucking reveal. Are we going to just kind of skip through that? Now, if it was the actor's choice, I'd be like, okay, cool. Because maybe they didn't want to make a big deal out of it. But even so, me as a director, I'd be like, hey, I mean, I understand, but this isn't just about you. This is a character that you're portraying. So you kind of have to make, I would make a big deal about that. And after that happened, the next episodes were just trash. It just stopped being good. And I just didn't know what I was doing anymore there. And my number one letdown was Miss Marvel. I said it.
Miss Marvel?
Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel. Look.
I actually enjoyed that show.
Marvel let me down with Miss Marvel so much because the same way that America Chavez, at least she was thrown into a situation where I was like, okay, it's an adult situation. This is time for growth and to take that mantle. I didn't feel that way at all. The same way that Shuri was thrown into this mantle, Ironheart thrown into this mantle. I appreciated the growth because of the severity of the character, pretty much what was going on in the character's world. In Miss Marvel, I was like, I didn't really give a fuck about what's going on in your situation right now. It didn't really captivate me. Even, and I'm going to kick myself for saying it, even Hawkeye. In Hawkeye, fucking, I at least addressed the stakes. But I didn't see the stakes when it came to Miss Marvel. It was they did a lot of good things when it came to cultural awareness and things of that nature. And I was like, dope. But as far as developing a remarkable character, didn't hit at all.
I liked it. I also liked the finale for it, especially hinting at mutants finally for X-Men, which they do again in Black Panther. So I understand why you hated it. I didn't hate it. I thought it was okay.
Well then, that being said, that's our most hated. Now, my number one My number one. I'm glad you have no idea what this is. You're not gonna ruin it for me like you did with the movies. Atlanta. Now that I'm a native here, I get it. I fucking get it. But in all honesty, Atlanta is a fucking masterpiece. Every episode is fucking gold. Like I shit you not. Like I wouldn't say it unless it was true. If you watch any show, it should be Atlanta. It tackles everything that goes on. It shows the growth of each individual when it comes to becoming a music artist, the struggles of being a musician, single father, single mother, struggling with your identity, struggling with anxiety, struggling with mental illness, all of those things tackles it perfectly. And what I was gonna say is that the only person that rivals Jordan Peele is Donald Glover. Like as far as making those types of hits. It's not. It's not. You have to watch it. You have to
I'm not a
watch
fan
it.
of him.
You know, no, I'm not talking about a fan as in his music.
I know Atlanta's a great show. I'm just not a fan of him. So it's difficult for me to watch something with someone I don't like.
I get what you're saying. It's just
I know it's a really good show, and I mean it's won awards and it's nominated, but I don't like Childish Gambino.
like just a sliver. Like one of the episodes was about the Popeyes chicken sandwich and how we will go ahead and support the Popeyes chicken sandwich who's made by this woman in Louisiana and her herbs and spices, but we won't support a local, like up and coming, or not even up and coming, a local restaurant down the street where their food is free because Paperboy is pretty much a famous rapper, so they want him there. They gave them free food, and the whole time he's wanting this Popeye chicken sandwich that's pretty much dismantling our community. People are fighting over it. It's making us act an ass. Meanwhile, these people aren't even black who own the company. It was just mindfuck. Great show. What's your number one?
You already know what my number one is.
If I could make a deal with God.
Literally. Stranger Things 4 is my top show 2022. I love the idea of them breaking it down into different parts because that 1 month of waiting, anticipation, gold. So many theories came out, but again, I've been a fan of Stranger Things since day one. So for me, like when you say, oh, season 3 like dropped, for me, season 2 is the worst season.
Okay.
So season 3 for me wasn't bad. I enjoyed it, but also like 80s wise, like the vibes, the colors, the music overall for Stranger Things has always been top tier. So I'm not even going to debate that. The fucking intro is amazing. Yeah. But season 4, Max's episode, a standout. Max's episode in general, stand out. That whole episode, I was crying, I was emotional. And then the episode where we find out that Vecna is one, mind blown.
Dude. And Eddie's episode?
Huh?
Eddie's episode?
Okay. Hot take.
Don't do this. Don't do it. Hey, you don't want smoke like that, bro. Go ahead.
I mean, let the TikTok roasting continue. I did not care for Eddie. I did not care for him. I know people are like, oh my God. Oh my God, he died, blah, blah, blah. Cool.
No, I never thought he was a cool, like I never liked him that much as a character, but I appreciated the sacrifice, man. Because he went from being a real coward to
actually. And I love like his whole guitar scene. Like he had great scenes throughout the season, but for him to be like a standout and everyone's like, oh my God, I didn't get to that level.
I have an issue with that's the same issue I have with people who are attracted to to Jenna Ortega as Wednesday. It's like,
She's like 20,
yeah,
which is
yeah,
weird.
yeah. She's a child. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that these people who hop on the trend of being attracted to like the goth emo girl, like if you saw that girl in real life, you would not be
Yeah,
thinking
no.
that. You'd
And
be
it's
like,
the same. It's the
oh,
same with
fucking
Eddie.
creep.
Yeah.
Same shit with Eddie. It's like, yeah, you
Yep.
think he's a fucking loser. Stop pretending. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
So no, I agree with you on that because that's 100% true. It's just like the hype that goes
Yeah.
behind it, and like, oh well, it's different now, so it's cool. And it's like, no, you guys are just fucking dumb. So, but
Thank you
no,
for saying it.
appreciate you. But no, like in general, season 4 was just standout. And then, like I told you when we finished it, it felt like Infinity War to me. And you know,
Yeah.
Infinity War is like my favorite Marvel movie of all time.
Took that
So it's
L,
like
boy.
we lost. 11 could not save us. So that whole story arc, and then just the next season, which is the finale of everything, is going to be just amazing. I really hope Max still lives because she's one of my favorite characters. I love Steve. I will defend Steve to the end. I love his friendship with Robin. I think that's like amazing. And I will say overall, the best character that has had the greatest character development or top tier of all time is Nancy.
Yeah.
100%.
She has some great character development.
And the fact that we got to see the story of like 1 and Vecna through her eyes and just connected it all with her, and then 11, top tier.
That was great.
Yeah, and I love the way that they use music in this show in general. So yeah, that's like to me, and you know that I'm a huge Stranger Things fan, so yeah, definitely.
Who's what's the name of? Yeah, Mike. Mike was useless this season. I'm sorry. He was useless. He didn't do nothing.
Only this season? I feel like the only season where Mike actually did something was season 1. I will say another standout was Lucas, and he does not get enough credit.
Yeah.
Lucas was really good this season.
He
Dustin
did a
is
lot
always a
of shit.
standout. Dustin
Oh,
is
of
always
course.
a standout. So like we won't talk about him. But Mike really lacked. He's been lacking in the past couple seasons, in my opinion.
He's just been like her boyfriend. That was pretty much it.
Yeah, because season 1 he was like one of the main ones,
Yeah.
but
And even Will, like to me, Will, I feel like he still has something in him connected to the other.
So I'm like, he might be a gate for it.
Yeah, so
Like
I feel
legit,
like
they're gonna use him as a gate. Yeah, no, it's gonna
But
be.
yeah.
I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited for it. Honestly,
Yeah, me
it was
too.
great.
It's
I
a great
loved.
show.
Yeah, but I think for me more like why it's my top show of the year is the hype that I felt around it. Like it was something where it's like, okay, I'm coming home. Like I'm gonna binge watch it. Like
Yeah,
we're excited for it. So that also plays a part for me. So yeah,
that's true.
that's fine.
That's a solid number 1, and I'll give you that. It's a solid number 1.
I mean, yours was a solid
Always
number 1.
gonna-
I just don't like Childish Gambino. That's the only thing.
I understand. I mean, yeah, I get it. No worries. But yeah,
The rest of your list sucked though.
I don't care.
We got to fix your tiers.
No, we literally had almost the same list. It's just that the stuff was in the different places.
Yeah, literally. There's like 2 or 3 shows where we mixed. So you have your own 2 or 3 shows, yeah, and then I have my own 2 or 3 shows.
But yeah, I think we did it. We got through it, guys. So look, that was our top 10. If you have any disagreements with J-Rock in particular, go ahead and put it in the comment. Because I mean, there's no way you can disagree with my list. My list is fire. But
I think my list is pretty good.
I think your list is good too.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, basic, but I think my list is pretty good.
It's a good list. But what I do want to say is thank you guys so much for watching. This year has been phenomenal. I can't wait to see you guys in 2023.
Yes.
This is gonna be a great new year for all of us.
Mhm.
We got some great things coming up, some great things coming out, some new segments, some collaborations we're gonna be doing.
Some new ideas too.
Oh yes. And we want to say happy holidays to you and yours, and to all a good night and shit.
Be safe.
Be safe. This has
safe.
been the JaySquared Podcast.